Okay, what is your name?
Olga.
Olga. Okay. Olga. Olga and Anya.
Yes.
You didn't change it
No.
when you were becoming a movie star or something, right?
Something like that.
So you didn't change your, a lot of people change their name when they become a movie star, so I just
No.
wondered if you had changed your
I
name.
was going to be a movie star.
And you're not now?
No.
Oh, okay. We'll find that out. Do you think it's important for families to eat together?
Yes, for sure, of course. When we have, and when a family has dinner together, it makes them closer to each other. They can discuss different problems, different things which have happened to them during the day. So it's important to communicate.
Okay. When you were growing up, how often did your family eat together?
Well, unfortunately I live alone, but every Sunday,
When you were growing up, when you were a child?
when I was a child, well, not so often, because sometimes parents are at work, children are at school, and even in the evening we didn't always have time to
Okay.
eat together.
Okay. Very good. What is your attitude toward fast food?
It's bad. It's awful, I think. Because fast food is the worst thing that the humanity has invented.
Really?
Yeah.
The worst thing?
Don't you agree?
No, absolutely
Well,
not.
I mean, it's the worst thing among nutrition, among food.
Okay, well that's totally different than the
Yeah.
worst thing that humanity has invented. Because in my
It
opinion,
also includes atomic bomb and
yeah, narcotics, I mean that's a little bit
Drugs.
worse I think
Yeah.
than fast food.
But it destroys the humanity as well.
Okay. So but I remember you specifically saying that you liked McDonald's.
It was in the past. Now I've changed my mind. So
Okay,
it's-
so you never eat McDonald's?
No, I
Not
don't.
even once a year?
No,
It's
I
like
don't.
absolutely nothing?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
I've
How about pizza?
I've attended the medical university and my mind has changed a lot.
Okay. So they are indoctrinating you
Years.
in the medical university.
They're trying to still.
Okay. They have changed your opinion. Choose two pictures. Tell which celebration is, or why the celebration is important, and which celebration will be remembered for the longest time.
Do I have to compare it
You have to choose two pictures out of the
compare
three.
to contrast?
Not really compare and contrast, just tell which celebration is...
Just answer the question.
Yeah, just talk about the question, why this celebration is important,
Mm-hmm.
and which celebration will be remembered for the longest period of time.
Well, I do really think that the most important for the person is when they bore a baby. So it's the main celebration for the family especially. And as for the person, it's the day of birth. I think the birthday is the celebration that everybody waits for long, I think for a whole year. And then everybody likes to get presents and to be presented, to be celebrated, and not just to celebrate this this celebration, to celebrate this holiday.
Okay, so you think that this is the most important?
Yes.
And will be remembered for the longest period of time?
Yes.
Okay.
But when we are talking about what they will remember for the longest time, I think that of course the baby,
The newborn baby.
the newborn baby is the most remembered celebration, and then goes the
Or the
champion.
birth of the baby.
The birth of the baby,
Mhm.
and then goes the winning of the championship. I think that it will be remembered for long, because it has a big impact or influence on the person's mind, and they evaluate it as the very highly important celebration.
All right. Which do you think is going to be remembered for the longest period of time?
Well, I absolutely agree with Anya that for every woman, giving birth to her baby is the most unforgettable experience in her life.
Okay, and they're reminded of it for as long as the baby lives. Okay, choose two pictures. And tell us how easy it is to play music in these situations, and tell us which group needs to practice more regularly. So choose two pictures. Tell us how easy it is to play in one situation as compared to the other, and how often they need to practice.
Okay, I would like to speak about the first two pictures about.
Okay.
Well, in the first picture we can see a boy and perhaps his father or granddad who are playing the guitars together. So perhaps the granddad is teaching his grandson to play the guitar. While in the second picture there are some street musicians, a street band who earn their living by playing in the streets. Of course, and who needs to practice more regularly? That's a difficult question, because there are professional musicians and they do need to practice regularly, but while you learn to do something, while you learn to play a musical instrument, you also have to work hard and to practice regularly. So I think just the characters in both pictures have to work a lot, because I think it's rather difficult to play a musical instrument. In my childhood I tried to play the piano, and it's not the most pleasant experience in my life.
Okay, who do you think needs to practice more? This one or these?
I think that the first picture has to practice more. The people in the first picture have to practice more.
Okay.
Of course, the dad, I think it's the dad, and he's teaching his son to play, and it's the very important occasion.
Okay, so he has to practice more because he's still learning.
Yes.
Okay, really quickly talk about these different jobs and tell your opinion of who should be paid the most. Okay?
So we should speak together.
Yes, work together on this task.
Okay. So in the first picture we can see a football player.
Yes. And he obviously has to have the special skills to do this job. He must be sportive.
As yes,
Very sport.
as far as I know, good football players are usually well paid, and perhaps they should be well paid. I don't really.
They are well paid still.
Yes, they are well paid, but should they be so well paid?
No, I don't think so. I think that they are over-evaluated a bit. As for in the second picture, we can see a man who is driving a train, I think, or maybe a trolley. And she's a driver, and I think that she has to be paid a lot because her job is very her job asks her to be strong. And what do you think?
I agree. I think these people have to work long hours, and they need concentration in their work. Sometimes it's monotonous, and at least in Russia, perhaps this job is underpaid.
Yes. And as for the third picture, it is an office worker. And, well, still it is rather hard job, because you have to work for long hours, but it can be paid, I think in the middle payment. How do you feel?
Okay, so I think it depends, it really depends on the sort of work you do and on the position you have. Because there can be different, just top managers or just ordinary office workers.
And what do you think about the hairdresser from Baba?
The hairdresser. Okay, well, just every
They
job.
are
with-
paid well.
They are paid well.
No?
Well, I'm not so sure of it. Of course, the prices in some barbers are very high, but I don't know if it is true about their salary.
Yes. Maybe they do not. They are not paid well. Yes. Even if the place where they work gets a lot of money.
Perhaps it is so. Maybe some famous, talented, just
Receive
stylists.
good salaries.
Yes, they have.
And as for the teacher, in my opinion, they have to be paid a lot
I
because
absolutely agree
it's one
with
of
you.
the most important.
They're trying to butter you up.
As usual.
Yeah.
It's for the second time already. Why am I not surprised?
Teachers should be paid a lot. I want a good grade. Right?
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
They must be paid a lot because it's one of the most important professions, occupations in the world, because they teach the future people, the small people, the children.
Okay, at least at secondary schools, being a teacher is really a hard job,
Yes.
and I think
Because
they are
the children are
undervalued.
growing up and they are becoming more and more selfish, etc. And as for this job, working with an animal, with animals,
So it's a vet doctor.
yes,
Well, I'm not really concerned about how much money they earn.
well, they do not earn still, I know that, because one of my friends is a vet doctor, and she says that they are like doctors are not paid at all, practically. And as for this job, it's a dentist, if I'm not mistaken. And he's doing something with the teeth.
Okay. So,
The dentists get a lot of money if they are general practitioners. No, general practitioners not, but if they work on their own.
yes, if they have their own business, their
Yes,
own practice,
they do earn good wages.
they earn a lot, especially abroad.
Okay.
Not.
In your opinions, who should be paid the most of these groups?
I think that the teacher should be paid the most. And what is your...
Well, I can't decide who should be paid the most, but I agree with Anna that teachers are
and
a
maybe-
bit underpaid, undervalued.
Maybe
in our
train
country.
drivers too.
Okay. All right, I have a question for each of you. It's a good question. Anya, what do you think is more useful for a young person? Going to a university and getting an education, or getting general practice on the job?
Well, it depends on the speciality of the job. Because, for example, if you're going to be someone, a worker, just a general worker, it's better for you to receive your knowledge from the person, to gain experience from somebody else. And if you're going to be like a mathematician, you can't gain the knowledge, or a doctor, you can't gain the knowledge just only by observing what they are doing, what the other person is doing. And that's why I think that it depends.
Okay. And let me ask you, who in this world gets paid way too much for the kind of job they do?
Oh, maybe. Let me think a little. Who gets paid too much?
What kind of profession gets way too much money for the job they do?
Maybe some celebrities, some movie stars, or even stars of different TV series. I
Okay.
can't say that their job isn't difficult, it's also hard, but I think their talents and their just exceptional skills are overvalued.
Okay. Because the need is not so great.
Yes.
I mean, we definitely need teachers and doctors more than we need movie stars and football players.
Yes. From the
But-
point of view of importance of
Right.
their job.
But the football player, look at the crowd that comes to watch them play. That's why they get paid a lot, because every one of these people pay a certain amount of money, and the better the team, the more people come and the more the city makes.
And nobody come to see the doctors and the teachers.
The doctors and the teachers are just stuck. They have their little group of people that they influence. Unfortunately, that is the case. All right, that's all the questions that we have.